Hey YouTube land, welcome back to another action figure review by Tychonders, and today I'm taking a look at a really cool, really special figure. This is another Dracula figure from the folks at Jada Toys. Now, I have done a review of another of their first Dracula figure, and it was a really cool figure. It's part of their Universal Monsters. This again is part of the kind of Universal Monsters, but it is the Bella Lugosi Dracula. And this one was given the green light by the Lugosi estate to actually get made. It's a really nice figure. So we'll go through the box first because the box is actually really nice. I have some of the accessories still in the box because I don't want to lose them. They're very small and they're just literally paper. But the box comes in this really nice box. You have images from the film on the side of the box. I'm not sure you can see that with the sunlight beaming down. You have links to Jada Toys on there. You have all the legalese stuff on the bottom. You have the Dracula logo. You have the Bella Lugosi signature on the side, which is a trademark for the Lugosi estate. When you open up the box, you have this really nice showcase of the posters, the accessories. He comes with 2 sets of interchangeable hands, an extra head, those film posters, and you get a cape with them. You have this cool kind of brick 1930s sort of brickwork street side kind of thing with the posters on it. You have the interior of the box is designed to look like the coffin, the interior of the coffin, which is really nice. This is a plastic tray that lifts out and you get access to the figure. And then not only that, you have this red tab on the side that you pull out, and it actually houses the extra head, extra hands, all these posters. Again, I don't want to take them out because they're very flimsy, but you get the big one, you get one big one, you get kind of medium sized one, you get 2 smaller ones, you get a very small one, and you have these cape is in behind this, which is locked in with these little plastic tabs. But if you don't want to, take the figure out, or if you want to take the figure out, you can pop them back into the box. There's a plastic tab, so it helps you open up the tray. And this box is magnetized, as you can hear the kind of clip on it, so it is magnetized to keep closed, and you have an image of Bella Lugosi as Dracula on the front of the box. And there's, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's like there's like a gloss on black, matte black of like webbing. It looks like kind of webbing and bats in the background as well, which is a nice touch. So it is pretty cool. You do get the cape. There is a small instruction sheet inside the cape when you open it up first, showing you how to attach it. There is a small clear plastic band that goes around the neck, and then that holds the cape in place. But we'll grab the figure himself. Actually, what we'll do is we'll grab his kind of more standard accessories first. So as I said, you get 2 sets of hands. So the default hands he has coming out of the box are these kind of, actually no, they're not these ones, they're these ones. They're kind of like the almost full force choke grasp hands. He comes with a kind of set of grip hands. I think they're intended so you can slide the paperwork of the posters in behind these hands. So you get left and right corresponding hands. And then you get these, which I imagine are supposed to be the transfixing, you're under my spell kind of transfixed gaze hands. You also have 2 alternate heads, so you have kind of more neutral and a more kind of angry or grimace face, which is nice. The head pops off on a ball joint, and I'm not sure if you can see it there. You can see there just by the base of the neck where the plastic piece is. I would stress being careful with this. It could tear over time or weaken over time, so just be careful how you display him. He does have his alternate version of that transfixed hand and the alternate version of the kind of force stroke graspy hand on him. The cloak or the cape is actually wired, so you can kind of bend it to suit your needs. It is getting it on him and getting it in a kind of more neutral pose is a bit kind of troublesome, but other than that, he's not too bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the head off, and I'll take the cloak off so you can see how well he's articulated. Hopefully it will pop out easily enough. So head just pops off, cloak off. We'll put on his alternate head, which just pops onto that ball peg. So it is quite nicely done. So you have Bella in all his Dracula glory, in his kind of tuxedo waistcoat garb that he wore in the film. You have the bow tie, the inner jacket, the outer jacket, the white shirt underneath. He has a little white tissue in the pocket. You have these articulated arms, so his arms can rotate all the way around. He can put his arms out that much, a bit higher on the opposite side. Actually, he can go out that much. He has an upper bicep swivel, dual jointed elbows. He has wrist swivel, and depending on which wrist you have in the socket, you have a hinge on those as well. He does have waist articulation, which is a bit hindered by his waist jacket. His legs can do the splits that much. He can kick forward that much. He has thigh swivel. He has double jointed knees. Now he does get in the way of his waistcoat a bit as well, every now and again. And then you have rocker ankles and pegs on the bottom of his feet. So he's quite a well articulated version of Dracula. He is not the same as the NECA one, because the NECA one is done in 7-inch. This one is done in a 6-inch. He's quite tall though, so he's nearly 6.5, but he's done in a more close to 6-inch scale. So if I bring in the previous one that Jada Toys did, this is kind of the, you know, standard Universal Monster style of Dracula. He comes with a cape with a red lining, whereas the Bella Lugosi one always had kind of a pale white. The alternate one does have a more fanged vampire look to it, and he came with a couple of accessories of a bat, a candelabra, and I did review him. He did come with some alternate hands as well. In fact, these hands seem to be shared between Bella and the other version. The only difference is the skin tone. Bella's one has more of a pinkish tone to it. I'm not sure if it's picking it up on camera. The original Dracula, Jada Toys Dracula, has more of a paler skin tone, whereas this one has a slight more pinkish tinge to it. Very, very slight. You can might be able to even see it in the skin tones on the heads. If I have them just standing side by side, this one looks a lot more paler than the Bella Lugosi version. But all in all, they are really good figures, and as I said, they are designed to be in the 6-inch scale. So I'm just having a look around to see what I have that's in 6-inch scale nearby. I do have the Death Watch Mandalorian Trooper. So you can see he should scale up to him. He'd be a little bit taller. What else do I have that would fit that scale? Bear with me a moment. I do have one of these other wave mates actually, and I do have a G.I. Joe classified figure and a Hasbro Pulse, not Pulse, a Hasbro Ghostbuster figure. So we have old Peter Venkman from Afterlife. I'll just move this guy into the background. So you can see he's a bit small, but I think these guys tend to be smaller anyway. They're not quite in the 6-inch, they're nearly 5.5 inches. They are kind of smaller for what they are. We have the Wolfman, which is also the Jada Toys figure. This is the same, this is the Wave 2 figure. There was Wolfman and the Invisible Man were part of Wave 2. So I'll just get Peter to hold his thing properly, or actually I'll just pop it into the back of his backpack. His neutrino wand, get it plugged in so I can get him standing without it in his way. So you can see he is, Dracula does stand taller than the Plasma series is the name of those. The Ghostbusters Plasma series. And then we have Sergeant Stalker from G.I. Joe Classified. So you can see the G.I. Joe figures do stand a bit bigger. Guys, put into a more easier standing position. His legs standing. You see these scale up a bit better than the Hasbro Pulse figure, or I keep calling it Hasbro Pulse, the Ghostbusters Plasma series figure. But all in all, they are pretty good in scale for 6-inch. So if you wanted to do a crossover with some Marvel Legends, I don't have any Marvel Legends to hand, but if you had some Marvel Legends kind of figures that look kind of more civilian, and then more comic, like the Mary Jane figure, or even some of the ones that were in the, what's that crowd called, the Hellfire Club, would almost look probably in time with this guy. So if you had that, you could probably cross over stuff like that. All in all, he's a really cool Lugosi figure. Now, he is kind of on the pricey side because he's like officially licensed from the Lugosi estate and from Jada Toys, so they have to pay for the license. So he's a bit more expensive than these ones. But if you wanted something more closer to Bella's look, you probably want to go with this. Or if you want to go bigger in scale, you go for the NECA version, which I think hasn't been actually released yet, but it is on the way. It has a lot more interesting looks to it. In fact, the NECA version seems to have both versions of this, the one with the medallion and the necktie, whereas this one is just a kind of normal suit. So I think it might have either a swappable, is it cummerbund? Is that what they're called? Whatever the waist jacket is, it must have a swappable one where you have just the bow tie or the bow tie with the medallion. So you have two looks for them. But this one is quite cool if you want to have something more in scale with your G.I. Joe Classified or Marvel Legends or anything like that. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick video review for the Bella Lugosi Dracula. And as always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.